Hello students, welcome to Dhaka Secondary School North Karachi campus, and today you are watching class 10 English literature class, and these slides are prepared by Sir Fahan, language teacher of Dhaka Secondary School. So students, today our topic is class metric second week of October, and in this we cover our agenda of reading and explanation of the chapter Dignity of Work. Okay, it is one of the condensed chapter of our syllabus, and then we learn about reference to context of this chapter. Okay students, so now I move towards the first part of this chapter, characters of the play. So first of all, I tell you about the character, what characters are there in the chapter Dignity of Work. So here comes the first and important character, Akhtar. Basically Akhtar is a school student and he was angry due to a reason. Okay, and here comes his sister, Akhtar's sister Rukhsana, and she was also a student of the school, and they came along at home from school. Okay, and here comes mother, Akhtar and Rukhsana's mother, and there is no name mentioned in the chapter of his mother, their mother. And here comes the most important character, Uncle Inayat. He is a well knowledgeable person and he visited a lot of countries of the world, and he has a vast knowledge of current affairs matters. Okay students, so now I move towards our chapter Dignity of Work. Here comes the first point. Basically Akhtar is a school student and he came cross from school. Cross means here sad and angry, and the reason behind it that he did not mention anyone, and everyone was talking to him, but he was not interested in anyone to talk with. And then comes their uncle Inayat, and who is their favorite uncle, who shares his experience knowledge with them, and they learn it in interesting. Then here comes when they sat together on lunch, so he was no more angry, but still there was some expressions of anger over his face of Akhtar. So then Uncle Inayat asked him why he was angry. So then Rukhsana revealed the story regarding his cross, that there is a social service work at school and he was not interested to take part or become the part of that activity, but he had to do so because the reason behind this is that teacher and principal of the school also took the part in such activity, and he took this in a very odd way. But then uncle asked him, is this a matter of shame? Then Akhtar told him that teacher cleaned the dustbin and emptied the dustbin and swept the room, and the principal himself cleaned the bathroom. So this is the matter of shame. Then uncle asked him that who washed all these things? Then sweepers. Then he told him that, so don't you think that they are also human being, and they are, if they are servants, so don't think you that they are also human beings, and if they can do these works, then we can also do these works. Then Akhtar replied that yes, we can do. Then uncle again told him that, so we should think about humanity first, then we think about our servants and employees, that they can do all these things. But Akhtar again answered in assertive but not in a better way. Then uncle advised him to treat equally with servants, means that whatever we do ourselves and whatever we choose for ourselves, we should choose these things for our servants. Okay, our priority must be the same for us and for our servants who works for us. Then Akhtar told him that, but uncle, it looks very strange, odd, we are not supposed to do all these things. Then uncle told him that don't forget the examples of our holy prophet, peace be upon him, who did every work with his own hands, And even when he migrated to Medina, and before migrated to Medina, when he built mosque of Quba, so he himself brought the stones, and he did not ashamed of this, and he was the leader of that time. So don't forget this. When he told him that, then Rukhsana asked uncle that what about their companions, did they do their work by themselves? Then uncle told him the whole story about the companions of the Holy Prophet, and first of all he told about the Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Radiallahu Ta'ala anha, who did. He told him that Abu Bakr not only did his own work but also fetched water for widows and neighbors who were very old and had no one to work for. Then he again told him the Hazrat Umar Farooq Radiallahu Ta'ala example, and he told him that Hazrat Umar once carried on his shoulders a large sack of flour for a needy family. Then he also told the story of Hazrat Ali Haidar Radiallahu Ta'ala that he labored in the garden of a Jew and gave away his wages, means salary, in charity after earning it. Then he told the example of Hazrat Fatima, who was the loving daughter of our Holy Prophet, that she fetched water and ground corn and swept the house by herself. And not just this, he also told the other examples of Hazrat Umar bin Abdul Aziz, who was the grand son of Hazrat Umar Farooq Radiallahu Ta'ala anhu, and told them that Hazrat Umar Abdul Aziz refused to hire a servant to help his wife. Okay. Then he also gave the example of Khalif Mamunur Rashid, that he served not only himself but also his guests. And then he told the example of Sultan Nasiruddin, who earned his living by making cabs. He earned his living by making cabs. And then Emperor Aurangzeb, who transcribed, means that who wrote the different models of Quran by himself. Then again Akhtar replied that, but uncle, this is the matter of past stories. There is no link of these past stories with present time. Then Uncle Inayat gave him the examples of developed countries who are now moving and progress very fast, and he told them that China and USA are the example of this dignity of work. Because when we talk about China, so in China everyone has to spend some time each year working in the fields or in a factory. Even the Prime Minister and his wife do this work. And he further told them that the USA is one of this example, that once Uncle Inayat stayed with a high government official as a guest. His son, President's son, was just as old as he was, went out early in the morning to sell newspapers. And when he asked him, so he said that it was simply because he wished to be independent and useful. So when he told him that all these things, so he was very convinced and took Uncle Inayat's lesson very good way. Okay. Then Rukhsana asked about uncle doings when he lived there in US, and what did he do there. Then Uncle Inayat told him that when he was in hostel, he swept his own room and cleaned his bathroom by himself, and in the extra time when he needed money, so he went to a hotel inn and washed dishes, and then he earned money and bought all his stuff of his needs. After all this, uncle told all the story regarding this, and then Akhtar was very convinced, and he told him that he does promise to Uncle Inayat that he never ashamed of this habit of doing one's work by himself, and never ashamed of this. Okay students, this is our chapter dignity of work. Here comes our second slide, reference to context. So here comes the line, is it work that makes you cross? So first of all we have to answer the first question, who is speaking here and to whom, name. So it is obvious that is it work that makes you cross, Uncle is asking this question to uncle who? Uncle Inayat is asking this question to this. Okay, students. Now our second question is, what does cross mean here? So I told you that cross means getting angry. Why is the speaker cross here? Because he was made to do social service work and made the dustbin emptied and clean the desk by himself and by other students. That's why he was very cross. Okay, students, this is our chapter dignity of work. I hope you got the idea about it. Thank you so much.